The Clockmaker's Apprentice. In the quiet town of Alderwick, nestled between rolling green hills and a river that ran as softly as a lullaby, stood a tiny shop no bigger than a stable. Above its door hung a wooden sign carved with one word, Time Song. Inside this shop worked the old clockmaker, Master Corin. His white hair sat in a messy cloud around his head, and his spectacles always slid down the bridge of his nose when he worked. Corin had built clocks for 40 years. Cuckoo clocks, tower clocks, pocket watches, hourglasses, even a clock that ran on moonlight, but he never took an apprentice. Until Mira. Mira was 12, with hair the color of copper wire and a curiosity far too large for her small frame. She wandered into the shop one rainy afternoon and listened to the ticking of hundreds of clocks in perfect, impossible harmony. "It's like they're singing," she whispered. "Most people say it sounds like noise," Corin said. "It sounds like they all know where they're going," Mira replied. The old man blinked. And just like that, he hired her. Mira swept floors, polished gears, sorted screws, and practiced repairing small things. But Corin never let her behind the heavy oak door at the back of the shop. The room where he was building his life's masterpiece, the grand equinox clock. One evening she finally asked, "Why won't you teach me what's behind the door?" "Because it is dangerous to understand time before you understand patience," Corin said gently. "I am patient," she insisted, but they both knew she wasn't. A week later, Corin fell ill and left Mira to watch the shop. "No repairs," he reminded her. "Only cleaning." But her eyes kept drifting to the oak door. "I shouldn't," she told herself. Curiosity won anyway. She unlocked the door and stepped into a room filled with soft golden light. The grand equinox clock stood taller than a house, its countless gears spinning like stars in motion. In its center pulsed a glowing pendulum. One gear seemed slightly crooked. "Master Corin must have missed this," she whispered. She lifted a screwdriver. The second she touched the gear, a blinding flash burst through the room. When Mira opened her eyes, Alderwick was wrong. The streets were empty. The river was frozen mid-flow. The sky was stuck between day and night. Time had slipped. A figure approached, Master Corin, but younger, glowing faintly. "You touched the heart of the equinox clock," he said. "Now we must repair what was broken." Inside the clock chamber, seasons flickered wildly, winter melting into spring, autumn blazing into summer. Gears clattered out of rhythm. "How do we fix it?" Mira asked. "You must realign the gear," Corin said. "But gently. Time is delicate." Mira tried, but at first she pushed too hard. The clock shuddered dangerously. Mira slowly. She closed her eyes, breathed deeply, and tried again with patience this time. Millimeter by millimeter, the gear slid into place. The pendulum steadied. The seasons calmed. A warm glow filled the room. And suddenly the world snapped back to normal. Corin looked old again, tired but smiling. "You repaired time itself," he said. "That is no small feat." "I shouldn't have opened the door," Mira whispered. "Curiosity is a gift," he said, resting a hand on her shoulder. "But wisdom is knowing when to wait. Both are needed in a clockmaker." He smiled. "Tomorrow you begin learning the secrets of the oak door." Moral: curiosity is powerful, but true mastery requires patience, humility, and the willingness to learn before you leap.